Okay, welcome guys. This is the Great Lake Prepper here. I want to shoot this short video that I think a lot of you guys will find interesting. Once I started laying out the groundwork of this video, it actually started enlightening me too and changing my thinking, which is a big thing in preparedness in general. You always got to be learning, and you always got to be willing to change your opinion, change your mind on stuff. You know, based on experience, based on knowledge, based on your skill sets, whatever the case may be. Okay, so I'm going to title this video the 7 most overlooked items in a bug out bag. So on my list as number 1 of most overlooked bug out bag equipment, hygiene equipment. Whether it be soap, deodorant, toothpaste, toothbrush, hand sanitizer. Okay, first, let's just talk about why. First, the health benefits. It's just not that healthy to, have tons of bacteria and stuff growing on your body for an extended period of time. The odor it causes. So what I have here, these are called Hypergo After Sports Wipes, anytime, anywhere. These are single wrapped. It's about a 3x4 inch package. It's a durable kind of plastic, aluminized plastic. These are fragrance free, hyperallergenic, alcohol free, and biodegradable. They're not that popular anymore. It's almost like the company's going out of business. These used to be really popular. They call the Huaz field towels, unscented, alcohol free, removes odor, grease, and grime with aloe and vitamin E. There's 20 of them, and these are 7x10. So you get 20 in this package, and this is 10 individually wrapped right here. And I'm not saying you have to carry all these, but even a couple of these, after every time you make camp or whatever you want to call it, wiping yourself down with one of these, it will just boost your spirits, boost your morale, keep you cleaner, keep you healthier. A lot of people think it's stupid, but it will ease your spirits in a sense, because the average human, they might be used to getting home from work, and before they go to bed they take a shower, or right when they get up in the morning they take a shower. So using those wipes, you can get that same feeling, and it will bring kind of a sense of peace and a sense of normalcy into your lifestyle. Okay, number 2 of overlooked bug out bag supplies, I think, is batteries. Now a lot of people will say, no, that's BS, because everyone packs spare batteries. Well, yeah, they might pack like some spare AA's, probably non-rechargeable AA's, for their flashlight. That's about it. I prefer Anker batteries. This is the Anker PowerCore 2100, so it's 20,100 milliamp hours. It's kind of beefy. It's about half a pound, but it's not that bulky. This can recharge my cell phone about 7 times. Another thing this can do is, with this battery charger, it can charge AA rechargeables. So you just slip a AA in there. It can charge 18650s, the pretty much most common types of lithium ion, nickel cadmium, and nickel metal hydride batteries out there. Like I said, spare batteries are important. And then also, this isn't my only flashlight, but also having the ability to recharge your flashlights without taking the batteries out, it just makes life simpler. So this, I reviewed this. This is one of my favorite flashlights. It's the Nitecore tube, and it has a mini USB output. I have some other Nitecores, Through Nights, and Phoenix flashlights that they take this. This is the micro mini USB, and on the other end of it is a USB. So you plug this into your Anker battery, you plug this into your flashlight, you can plug it into this flashlight to charge it, and I can plug it into my phone to charge it. So pretty much all my electronics, and then I also have a radio that is rechargeable and uses one of these. So pretty much all my electronics I charge with this cord and this battery backup. This is another it's the same thing, but it's a lot smaller. It's another smaller battery backup. So you just put the USB in there, and you put this in your phone, and charging. Trauma / blood loss kit. Stuff to control and stop major arterial bleeding. So like, you're talking really bad cuts. Not a paper cut, not a sprained ankle, not a insect bite, not any of those minor things. I'm talking about major blood loss. And everyone's like, yeah, if you get shot by a gun. Yeah, that's one possibility. But, you know, it's limitless, really. It's super easy to get cut. It's super easy to, if you're using a knife or an axe or a saw, you can get hurt really bad. And maybe not arterial bleeding wise, that's certainly a possibility, but I'm talking really bad gashes and cuts, and I've personally seen it a couple times, and it's not that interesting. So first is a tourniquet. So this is the soft T tourniquet, and this is the SWAT T tourniquet. This is the stretch, wrap, and tuck tourniquet. This is pretty much a piece of stretchy rubber. I like this especially in smaller kits because of how compact it is. They're also inexpensive. They're pretty lightweight. These are around $10 on Amazon. They're compact, and I just keep them in this packaging until I use them, either in real life or sometimes I just like to practice with them. This is a soft T tourniquet. I don't know what that acronym stands for. There's also one called the CAT tourniquet. The CAT tourniquet's the Combat Applied tourniquet. And they're pretty much identical. The only difference is this one, I'm not going to unwrap it, but this one has a quick detach / like a quick release, and then the windlass is aluminum as opposed to a very strong plastic. So the CAT tourniquets, there were some cases of the windlass snapping, but I mean, they were used quite extensively and just a small amount of them broke. I just like the peace of mind of having a piece of extruded aluminum as a windlass. But they've both actually have gone down in price, and they're both pretty comparable. I'll leave links below on Amazon where you can buy these. Next is, these are really common. This is called an Israeli bandage, but it's a compressive bandage to pretty much put direct pressure on a wound and stop blood loss. So those are super common. Another one, a little more bulky though, is the H bandage. These are actually, in my opinion, they're better, but I mean, they both do pretty much the same exact thing. Part of the reason I like this is how flat they are, how flat they lay. So for me, it's easier to like put them into a pack. I don't know, they're about the same size, but these are just a lot thinner, and these are kind of more like squat, short, and bulky. The other thing I like about these is there's quick tear offerings all the way around, so it's super easy to rip them open. And I actually think these are easier to use and more effective than these, but you know. The problem with these is they are kind of bulky, so you can get other offerings. This is just compressed gauze. This is 6 yards of gauze, vacuum packed. This is more compressed gauze. This is just a little bit more, so it's slightly bigger packaging. Also, I think it's important to pack some type of blood coagulant. A lot of people, QuikClot's the most popular. I actually prefer Celox. I think it's more effective and it's a little bit safer to use. And they're both about the same price. This is a 15-gram bag. It's really compact. It's actually, you know, it's actually comparable in size to a little bit wider than the SWAT T tourniquet. Also, protective gloves. Next, I don't have it on the table, but protective equipment. Pretty much gloves, safety glasses, earplugs, and those N95 face masks. All those things are super compact. They're super lightweight. Anything that you can use to help protect your body from injury, in a way, is a form of prevention, injury prevention. That's just how I look at it. So yeah, it might be a few more things you have to take, but if it prevents an injury, That's huge in my opinion. Next is communications equipment. Pretty much this is a form of gathering intel and gathering information. This has NOAA weather radio bands and AM FM. It is kind of hokey. It's an Eton SolarLink FR360. It's one of the more basic ones. You pretty much turn this. It's like a crank radio. Some people think they're cool. I really think they're hokey. They're kind of big and they're kind of bulky. But a quality, at least one radio. And then also under communication, writing implements and notebook. I did get Write in the Rain. They are kind of expensive, but the thing is, if you're going to be carrying the weight of a notebook, and I think they're pretty important, you might as well have them as durable. And you're going to be out in the elements, you're going to be out in the rain, so this just protects it. And then writing implements. So I have a Sharpie, I have a couple pens here. This is just carpenter's pencil that I can sharpen, but until I need it, I just don't sharpen it. You could also group in here ham radios, two-way walkie-talkies, MERS band radios, CB radios, the list goes on and on. But don't go super overboard, because communication is important, but you don't want to be carrying 10 pounds of comms equipment. Just be prudent, but have at least a form of various forms of communication. Okay, next, a repair kit. Duct tape, it can fix a lot of problems. I have a roll of duct tape right here, but truthfully, for a lot of stuff, it's not that good. Especially in cold weather, this stuff fucking sucks. It just doesn't stick worth a damn, and yeah. So duct tape's pretty good, and yeah, this isn't Gorilla Tape. Gorilla Tape is almost even worse in cold weather because it gets super stiff because it's thicker. Super glue, zip ties, electrical tape. Electrical tape is, I actually prefer over duct tape because it has stretch to it, so even if it's not adhering, say you gotta lash something, you just pull this and stretch this super tight, and just the compressive forces of the tape trying to decompress keeps the stuff pretty tight. Electrical tape though, zip ties, wire, maybe possibly for making electrical repairs, for lashing, stuff like that. Maybe you got to run a relay or something like that, depending on your experience. But this is just some short 14 gauge solid core wire, and then this is some 28 gauge brass wire, some smaller stuff. And then also, I mean, some of you might not think this is important, but I got some blue Loctite, 242 blue Loctite. Sometimes you just gotta bolt something down, you don't want that thing loosening up again. I also got some JB Weld, or no, this is Loctite, but it's the same as JB Weld. It's pretty much, an epoxy. So you got a hardener and a resiner. With all this stuff here, you can make some pretty hasty repairs. And the last category, I don't really have things to show it, but I call it the pick-me-ups category. So pretty much things to amp you up, things to give you that little bit extra drive. So possibly you could get to your destination, or you could get out of a dangerous situation that much quicker. 5-Hour Energy, Goo energy gels, like kind of caffeine supplementation stuff. Maybe some amino acid pre-workout chews or drink mixes, stuff like that. Tobacco to just cuz, I mean, and I threw it on here. It probably won't apply to a lot of people, but airline bottles of alcohol, and again, it might not apply to a lot of people, but they're lightweight, they're compact. You could trade them to people, you could give them to people, you could use them as a disinfectant. There's probably other stuff you should be carrying that would be better, but you could use it as a disinfectant. You could use it probably as like a fire starter. I mean, some of it's straight alcohol, but also whatever. Say you do get like injured or hurt or something like that, drink a few of those bottles, and it will help you out a little bit. Just a few of those airline style bottles of alcohol, I think would be kind of smart. They're pretty lightweight, they're pretty compact. But that's the last category. I hope you like this. I hope you guys like this video. I know it wasn't that heavy on gear. It wasn't really a review, it was more a philosophy video. But I think these are just as important, if not more so, than just reviewing gear after gear. So as always, if you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe to our channel. We're really loving your guys' support. But until next time, this is the Great Lake Prepper.